disappear around the bend.
What's lads, welcome to Oak Swamp, and not part of the Austin 10 Special Rat series. It's been an exciting week down there this week. I've taken a week off from doing the Austin 10 and I've been catching up with some other bits and bobs. Good news, the t-shirts are in and up for sale, and I'll talk about that a bit later, but that's all going well. So this week someone gives me an Austin Big 7 chassis. We removed the engine from Mary Jane. I come across some metal, but not the stuff I usually dig up. And the boys you saw at the beginning there on the intro, that's Hawkeye and Hoe. They're going to be appearing live a bit later too. Anyway, let's get on with it. You find me in Hands of Transporter with Dazzle Brush. Yep. And we're off to pick up a chassis. So a fella contacted me and asked me if I wanted a rolling chassis. So I chatted to the geezer Joe and we got on like a house on fire, and I'm looking forward to meeting him actually. But it's an Austin Big 7, which is just slightly bigger than a normal Austin 7. And I've got an idea for this. It's got no V5 unfortunately, but I'm sure I can work something out on that. I think it must be about 1938 being a Big 7. So Joe lives in Basingstoke. Now if you don't know Basingstoke, they call it Donut City because it's just endless roundabouts. Right, so we went to the wrong place, because we're going to two places today. We're going to pick some stuff up in Newbury and then going on to Basingstoke. But because I'm a dimwit, especially at that time in the morning, I read the second address, so we went to the wrong address straight away. That was in the garage. Got to be the right house. There's an Austin 10 in the garage.
Oh mate.
Oh mate.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry, I'm getting you straight away.
Sorry about the mix-up.
That's all right. You don't look anything like I expected you to look
I get
at
that
all.
all the time.
Oh, fair play. I love the hair, man. That's some years in the growing. Oh, I've got,
Yeah.
I've got a t-shirt
Oh,
for you.
awesome.
Open it up so we can have a look at it. I've also got something else for you, right? Right, well, it's an Austin 10 I-beam keyring.
I saw you when making the 32 ones.
32 ones. When you find out where I got that from tonight.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yes, my dad.
So this is the 35, is it?
Yeah,
Is it completely stopped?
Yeah.
How far have you got along with it?
There's a bit of wiring and the brakes to do on it, basically.
Well, that's easy. So this is kind of how the Rat should have looked originally. Let's have a look indoors. Yeah, same steering wheel. Same amount of play in the steering box. There you go. No, it's all exactly the same. Is this a Litchfield? Oh, it's really tidy, man, isn't it? Can I have your wheels? Oh, you got a garage over the road?
Oh, yeah.
What we got on here? Ooh, team bucket. The width for that.
Proper fat, isn't it? Storing it hasn't been kind.
So tell me about it.
Finished it 2009. I just tried to make as much as I could. I didn't have any money, so it was a case of making bits.
Yeah.
So it just kept evolving. So it was only ever on the road for 6 months at a time before I'd have other stupid ideas. And the last one was the supercharger. So a mate of mine, you know how these things happen. I come home one day and there's a 471 supercharger sat on my driveway in front of the garage that a mate dropped off. I thought, oh, bollocks, I've got to do that now.
It's about an inch off the floor.
Yeah, well, that's because the tyres are flat.
No, but even so, it's pretty damn low, isn't it?
Well, Dad had a cateroom when I was building this, so at the time I thought I want it as low as possible, so I measured the cateroom and based all the ground clearances off that.
Perfect.
So that was, I figured,
super low.
I thought that's as low as I can go then,
Yeah.
and still use the bloody thing. So
And the motor?
it's stock low compression 3.5 Rover, nothing fancy in the actual engine itself. So the supercharger set up for 6 psi, so nothing radical. It's just for looks, really.
Yeah, I like superchargers.
It's all rebuilt and everything. It's all sat there ready to bloody go. I just
Possibly can't see this, but it's a Jag IRS under there. I can't even see it really. God, I bet it's stiff with both springs on, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, it doesn't run, does it?
no, afraid not.
Oh, it's really comfy, isn't it?
Well, if you like that sort of thing. I did build it to actually use it, so, you know.
You know how these things are, they're always a compromise between form and function,
Well,
aren't
that's
they?
it.
Ah, that. Easy cleans. They've got fair tyres on them.
Oh, they've been slashed, unfortunately. There's a
shame.
story behind that.
The bloke who had the Austin before I bought it had an argument with a bloke, and he went round there and slashed all the tyres one night.
Bastard. Bastard, they weren't bad either. Yeah. I could have used them. It will probably have wires because I've got quite a few different Austin wires at home. Number 1. Number 2. What's it go to? Look, these are axles are just spare. Look how cute these axles are, they? They're cool as fuck, man. Really like them. So what's the plan on this? Are you going to actually get this back on the road?
Yeah, as soon as the Austin that you're going to see shortly, as soon as that's done, this is going back in and then absolutely built to stay on the road this time. The whole time I've done this, I've never had any money, so this has always been something's got to give, and it's this.
That's the world I live in, man. But I like it there because you're much more ingenious. So what we got to do is go back to where we just drove just a minute ago, which is in Basingstoke, the Donut City, and there's some more stuff down there. Yeah. Cheers, Adrian.
Yep, all the best to you.
Thank you very much, sir. So there's Joe in an SDI, and how many miles has that got on it?
20,000 miles.
20,000 miles on a V8 SDI. He offered me some landy wheels, which I was very tempted to take, but no more Land Rovers, please. There's the old canal. We're in Basingstoke and there's a canal here. I never knew Basingstoke had a canal. The thing is with a canal, if you live on a canal boat, you don't pay any council tax or any of that. You can disappear completely because you haven't got an address. Every 2 weeks you have to move 2 kilometres, so you're always moving. If I had nothing better to do, I'd do it. So we've arrived at Joe's place.
There we go. I don't know if it's quite ready yet.
Right, so Joe, tell me about your music, man. You can probably tell from Joe's appearance that lovely long hair and beard, he's into metal, so tell me about it, Joe.
So, yeah, I used to do traditional heavy metal, like Judas Priesty, Iron Maiden stuff. Really badly.
What do you play, mate?
Guitar, and used to do main vocals. Yeah, we sort of did a lot of local stuff, and then everyone grows up, moves on. So then I jumped into bed with my brother-in-law's band, the Kamikaze Test Pilots, and
oh, that's a cool name.
I've always loved that name. We used to gig with them anyway.
What are you actively playing at the moment?
Yeah. So
what sort of stuff are you doing?
It's all originals, so no covers.
So what's this about guitars? You make guitars or something?
Again, same as what I said about the tea, because I ain't got any bloody money, so I'll make them. Into the jump room.
Whoa! Did you make all of these?
Not all of them. That one, that one.
Look at that headstock, man.
I was just trying to make it as minimalist as I could. I went to play recently. I'm not a fan for So we should just get a beer and we'll sit here and watch it.
Oh my word, man. Look at that.
That was when I.
How much does this weigh?
It's fine.
I'm telling you, that's a. Can we have some This is insane, man. So is this billet?
Yeah.
So Joe made this guitar, and there's his signature headstock. Unreal, man. I love the way the frets are angled too. So tell me about this. This is low mileage, right?
This is 30,000 miles, genuine. It was owned from 2 years old by a guy in Wrexham, and he just looked after it, and then he laid it up in 1995, I believe.
Really?
So he just used it for occasional weekend use. A friend of his son had known this car his whole life, and when the old boy died, he bought it, put it back on the road, and same thing, just used it sporadic weekend use, and then decided to move it on. So I bought it a month ago.
It is mint condition now, isn't it?
The tailgate's had a respray, but apart from that, I can't see anything else.
This is 1983, isn't it?
82.
82.
Yeah, that's it.
This is the V8 SDI. Now, if you're in America, this has a 215 Buick motor in. Forward facing, look how clean that is. You've got an Eldenbrock on there then?
Yeah, it's Holly, the previous owner put Holly on there.
Yeah, good move as well. Oh, it's that lovely brown velour. Oh, this is lush, man. And it's a manual. It's unusual. These generally autos. That's as straight as a die.
This came up on an auction show, and the auction's gone. Oh, that's a fucking shame.
That is so quiet. I don't know if it comes across on the camera, but that is about as good as I've heard a Rover. What's the plan with it, Joe? You're going to keep it?
Use it.
Use it.
Yeah.
What's the fuel return on it?
Ah, who cares? It's fine. That's the engine out of the Big 7. If you want it, you can have it.
Is it seized?
It's seized, yeah. A mate of mine was going to have it, hasn't taken it, so if you want it, you're here, have it.
Should we put it on the back?
We can strap it down. You'd be doing me a favour, because the missus has been on the back getting rid of that.
You see what's coming? Here you go, look at this fella. I like them alleys on it, they look smooth. Yeah. Oh yeah. The old Rover's squeezed in there, look. It's got a really nice stance, man, and it looks good with the 70s wheels.
Well, that's, the whole thing was the 70s resto rod kind of look, that's what I wanted.
Oh yeah, that looks cool as hell, man. The Bettina's awesome, isn't it?
It is, but I don't know whether to leave it or not. Leave it. Yeah, I know, I get that. And leave it. But I want to use this every day, that's what I'm building it for. So.
Yeah, you leave it like this, just coat it.
I know.
No, seriously, you'll be worried about it otherwise. Yeah. And they look so much better like this. Don't even clean the glass. I really like this, Joe. It looks cool as hell, man. The stance is really... Because so many people build stuff and they forget to look. They forget to look at proportions and forget to look at the way it sits. And that's the most important.
It's got to be that arse up.
And look at this little dinky axle. Come over here, you.
There it goes. Yeah, it is.
I'm going to have to severely lose some weight out of that, though.
Yeah, it's still quite a heavy lamp. Yeah, just have to wiggle it on it.
Is there any...
You want it?
Right, do you want me to swap over, Daz? Give you a breathe?
Fuck me.
Ready?
Good going, boy.
What are you on about, mate? That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You've got to get your arms under it, mate.
Hey, get them ready.
Mate, get rid of these fucking glasses.
I shall put E.
No, that's all right. Like the bacon sandwich a minute.
Do you want to put the scaffolding plank in the back and we'll just walk it up the back?
Nah, come on, straight up on that.
Sure? Yeah. You reckon?
Get right on there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, roll it.
Yep.
Wait up. Hand.
Well, I wasn't going to take that in, so...
Probably you're a gentleman, man. I love these boxes because... Make that.
Yeah.
Make that. Yeah. You can't, it's forged. This is the thing with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
How you doing? Did you enjoy that fall? Box of nonsense down the front. Give me some of that.
Give me some of that.
He loves it. One more.
One more.
Yeah, that's the fella. Look at that. What a bloody good day. I do like this. I really like the stance of it. I hope he doesn't paint it. I really hope he doesn't paint it. I really look forward to seeing this being done.
Yeah, so do I.
You're going to bring it round?
Yeah, I'll bring it round, definitely.
Excellent. Yeah. No painting though.
I'll tell you what, I'll bring it round to you before I fucking paint it, if I am still going to paint it. It's been emotional.
Mate. Brilliant, mate. Thanks so much for letting me have this and your hospitality. Brilliant.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem.
And
good luck with it.
We'll keep in contact and
Yeah,
we'll see what happens there. Me and Brush are going to go home now and
Offload this.
offload this.
More work to do.
Cheers, Joe.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Cheers. Cheers.
You all right, mate? All right. Oh, I can't get my legs in. Right, so we got this lovely aluminium radiator sat next to me. What a nice bloke Joe was, and what a decent geezer for giving me that chassis. Someone you didn't see, because I'm not allowed to show children on there, was Zoe, and I'd like to say a big hello to her. Hello, Zoe. Sorry you couldn't be on here with us, but that's YouTube. But me and Brush are heading off back to Southampton now and offload this yoke.
Hi, we're Kamikaze test pilots.
Nice one, man. What a fucking gig.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah, man. And look, he played a gig
Lovely to see you.
in an Oak Swamp t-shirt. Look at that. Yeah, what a man. Nice one, man.
I feel famous now.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
Well, they were really cool, weren't they? So much for being a car show. Did you enjoy them, Sess?
Absolutely fantastic, yeah, loved it.
There you go. Let's go on. Okay, so the t-shirts are in. At the moment, we've got grey and in black. We're doing big boy sizes, and if you want something really big, just give me a knock and I'll get it for you. Now, someone asked me the other day, can they have the logo on the back? Sure thing. If you want the logo on the back, I can do that, but it's going to take an extra week or so to get it printed up. But it's a really good print. They're Gildan Ultra Cotton, so they're a good old shirt and they feel nice on your back. Now, if you want one of these bad boys, what you have to do is you have to go over to my homepage. If you're on your phone like this, what you do is you just press on the description, and there you got the old tip jar if you want to go and join me on Facebook, and then the shop's there. Okay, if you're on a PC, at the bottom of this picture here, you got the tip jar there, you got the old Facebook there, which would take you to Facebook Rats, and the shop is that little scroll there. Look, I'll press on the old shop. So if you bang on that shop there, bang, and then there's your shop there. It's got all the sizes on here and everything, and you can go in there and make your purchase. Thanks if you buy one of them. Thanks for supporting the channel. Right, on to the Beach Found Austin 10 I-Beam keyring giveaway. So if you watched last week, you might remember me going down the beach, finding an Austin 10 I-Beam, walking it a mile up the beach, taking it home, cutting it into small pieces, and making these little key rings. So I'm going to be giving this little fella to what me and Sass thought was the best comment last week. We've done a short list of the very best ones. See which one's your favourite out of these.
So the first one's from Chaz Evans. The Mary Anning statue with the hammer and the dog is to commemorate her world-famous cliffside scrapyard business. The dog was trained to sniff out any pockets full of stolen fuses at 50 paces, and with the legendary hammer, Mary is said to have broken up over 1,000 Austin 10s single-handedly. True story. Okay, so this one's from Thorn Warbler's Workshop. There's a fella that lives by the sea who likes getting car parts for free. While others dig fossils, his interests in throttles. So that's what he takes home with he.
Also, this one from Steve Pickering from Scotland.
This channel has something for everyone, even gardeners. So many useful tips, like create a garden feature by first half burying an old Austin 10 chassis. This is inspired, nihilistic gardening that certainly puts Monty Don in the shade. Add to that, the channel also has wonderful lifestyle suggestions for those who struggle to prioritise between cock and cake.
And the last one is a limerick by Paul Whiteman, and it goes something like this.
A Southampton fella called Brian had a cheeky little fetish for old iron. He said, I admit it's a load of old shit, but if you're selling any, I'm buying.
Ooh-ah. How good are they? Now, we couldn't pick between them, so what we're going to do... Right, what I've done is put the 4 guys for the keyring giveaway, and I'm going to go and put them down on the fence here. Okay.
Okay, so you hit it at the bottom.
So who's at the bottom?
So, Thorn Warbler's Workshop, you've won the Beach Found Austin 10 I-beam keyring. Congratulations!
Now, if you want to contact me at oakswamprats@gmail.com, I'll get that sent out to you. In for the t-shirt giveaway. Okay, so we're back in the garage. Sass is armed. I'm going to be giving a couple of these key rings away at will anyway. Dave Harper, I'm going to be sending one to you, buddy. Cheers, mate. I'm just going to be picking people at random, people who leave me good comments every week. Right, Sass?
Yeah?
It's shooty time!
Woohoo! Give me the gun!
On this old metal wardrobe here is everyone who's contributed to the channel. Now, I put everyone on there, and then they all get a chance of winning a t-shirt or whatever else that comes up. Now, I think what I'm going to do, because I'm giving a t-shirt away, I think I might give another one of these key rings away. So, if we get a bit close to 2, the second nearest one will get a key ring. Before we start the shootout, this week's Tipjarians are as follows. Stephen Jeremy Pegram, Gavin Sanson, Tom Edge, of course, our man Rangy Man,
Woo!
Warren Cole, Dean Sievers, Tim Daniels, and Randall Houston. What we're going to do is come from behind the pillar drill, and if you look down there, if you go from here, you'll be able to see everyone's name. Now, I want you to close your eyes, right, and then wiggle it up and down. That's it. Shoot! Lars Eric London. I hope that's how you pronounce it, Lars, but you've won yourself a t-shirt, brother. If you can contact me at oakswamprats@gmail.com, that'd be brilliant. Now, Sass, before you put the gun away, I've decided, because Rangy Man's been on there so bloody much, I think we should do one more, and we'll give one of these guys another one of these key rings. Right, load her up then, baby. Okay, Sass, I want you to proceed in the same fashion as you did before. Okay, here she goes. Steady, go. There you go, look, Greg Tuberville across there, and Martin Genoway down there. I know Martin, he was on last week. He's the fella who was sending me brushes from Houston. So well done, you two. Sorry, Rangy Man, I better send you one as well, won't I? So Dave Allen contacted me and said he's got a sign for me what would look good in my garage. He wouldn't say what the sign said, but he said it was apt, locally. So let's have a look. Oh. It's an aluminium sign, right?
Oh, that's great.
And it says, oh my god, Vickers Armstrongs Limited, Supermarine Works, Southampton. That is so cool. Cheers, Dave. Thanks a lot for sending that. And that will go up in the garage. So this is a 1959 Series 1 Hillman minx, and myself and Sass have just bought it. But it's going to be Sassa's car, so because it's Sassa's car, Sassa's going to be doing the maintenance.
Indeed. Can't wait to get cracking. Okay, so we bought this car the other day, knowing that it had a few jobs to be done, which is number 1, clutch plate needs replacing. Number 2, the water pump needs replacing or servicing. Number 3, the dynamo needs replacing with an alternator. So the plan is to take the engine out.
So your first job is going to be to take the battery off.
Right.
Get the battery off, and then I say we take the dynamo off because it's coming off anyway.
Yep.
And then we'll start taking some hoses off, take the radiator out, disconnect the fuel, undo the engine mounts, and then because we're leaving the gearbox in, we just undo the bell housing bolts, which are all covered in grease and down there. You look forward to them.
Yeah.
And then it should be ready to pull.
Okay, brilliant.
Years ago, when I used to pick you up in my truck, man, we were young and carefree, and we didn't give a fuck. We'd drive on out to the old pine woods and have a picnic in our favorite little patch.
The radiator was held in by zip ties.
Then we'd have a smoke and a drink or two, and you'd always let me put my hands down your snatch. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to remove the bonnet now because I keep banging the head on it.
Oh, how I remember the day when you got down on your knees, and how sweetly you undone the buttons of my old dungarees, and how you looked up to me and said, honey, why don't we tie the knot?
Right. So there's the water pump, and it's rattling.
And how stupid I was when I looked back down to you and said, hell.
Ooh, it's like delivering a baby. Oh yeah. Yay. Oh, there you go.
Look at this keenness. Out in the rain, undoing bell housing bolts. Well, the engine mounts are off. Everything's loose. Well, unfortunately, the rain stopped play. So I'm going to have to come in here and do some more tidying up and work on my special. Right, it's time for this motor to come out.
Yeah, it's moving.
Oh yeah, how I remember the days when you used to look so fine.
Right, I think it's ready.
And all the other boys, they were so jealous, cause they knew that you were mine.
There we go.
Oh, you open the heart surgery.
Look at our hands. Show me your hands, Seth.
Oh, mine are filthy, yeah.
And those tight little ass jeans that almost cut your clitty in two. Oh boy.
Pressure plate's alright. But look, that seemed alright, but it's right on the rivet.
You know, girl, I really don't know just what's happened to you.
I got some of this degreaser made by Shoutout, and we're going to give him a go. I'm going to spray this on here tonight and then leave it till tomorrow and see what it does. So apparently this gets all the engine oil off, which is good because it's fucking smothered in it. Back in the woods, and look at that. I haven't really looked at this yet, but it looks in really good nick. There's no repairs needed on it at all. It's a cute little chassis though. I don't know how light it is, but so on this project I'm gonna aim for 250 kilos. That's the idea. It's got the friction dampers on the back. Look at that.
Mississippi.
In you go, boy. You have to give this a good oil up, I think. You've got a nice bit of forged steel at the front there. This one's obviously going to be lowered. And lowering this at the front end is quite easy. You have to split these wishbones, bring them up the side. And then, simplest way is to put a kick up here, so you're raising this. You can also do it by less arch on the spring. I'm going to look at this for a bit before I make any decisions on that, because I kind of like it as it is. Oh, look at the dinky little brass nuts. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to put juice brakes on this because it makes it easy. And I should imagine it's been done 1,000 times. So I need to just connect that Didion axle. Didion? Torque tube axle. Let's go and get a hammer. Nope. Go and get a hammer. In my day we never had hammers. 2/4 ellipticals coming out the back. The rest of your support comes from the torque tube. Right, let's go and get some wheels. You might be wondering why I've got a big hole in the ground with brickwork in the middle of the woods. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But look down there. Look at that little skinny red one I got at the swap meet. So I'm going to bring a couple up and try them out. Did I say it's going to be a cycle car? Right, I'm just going to take one of each at the moment, I think. Yeah. Look at these fellas a bit as well. And free stuff. Alright, got a couple of spokes missing, but there's 4 of those. Right, these grey ones, I believe are off a Hillman or something like that. And I can already see they're not going to fit. It's a shame because they look nice. Now I really wanted those wheels to fit. Now perhaps then, and you lot will be able to tell me this, perhaps Austin Big 7s have a different stud pattern to little 7s, because I was told that's the same stud pattern as Austin 7. Those at the front there, I think about this size at the back. You know what I mean? But a lot lower. They're so skinny. Saying they don't fit. Okay, so it's going to have to go on this easy clean for the minute, which are all flat. But it's only little, and I've always got Julian to tow it around with. I think I'll take them wheels up the Bewley when I go. I think I'm going to do a store at Bewley this year and see if I can swap some of this gear in. It feels actually quite a bit smaller all over than the 10, so lightening it should be a lot easier because all this is fitting by the time I drilled holes and everything. So that's alright, doesn't it? All the kingpins feel alright.
Yeah.
I hope the kingpins are alright. I don't like kingpins. Not so bad now we got Teddy on board. And Joe last night, who is not only a metal guitarist, he's a machinist, and he said to me if I want some bits done he would do it, so that's kind of nice as well. I'd like to see what Joe does with that other car.
How's it feel?
Big. Needs to be smaller. Needs to be lighter. I'm thinking about nicking and Julian's tank and letting him have a big square one like this. Not really, Julian. You can keep your own tank, Mush. He won't start if I start bad mouthing him or anything. Now Julian's been bang on actually since I got him. He has been on the button, I can tell you. Starts first time every time. I come out here when it was freezing cold, and he's still banged into life. He's been really useful for getting the old logs around. Look, I'll show you what I mean. It's like that every time. If you ask me out of all my vehicles I've got, which I like the best, definitely him. Push him back in, and then while I'm over here with Julian I'm going to pull the frog on so I can start thinking about sitting that 216 Chevy motor in it. Needs a front tyre, but we'll get him over.
Well, the highway, byway, river or canal, steam
mule locomotion. I'm going to the city, I really don't know how. Gonna find my way across the ocean. I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one can get in my way. I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one can get in my way. There's funny golden land and beaches full of sand, ships to be down by the dozen. I'm going to the city, gonna give myself some work, and a place to stay with a cousin. I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one gonna get in my way. I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one gonna get in my way.
So I've decided what I'm going to call this 216. Hank the Yank.
You wanna hitch a ride? Just come on by tonight. Sail with me, family and me. Got a quarter of poutine and breakfast 17. We'll find our way across the sea. I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one gonna get in my way. I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one gonna get in my way. I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one gonna get in my way. I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one gonna get in my way.
So you know Hawkeye, and this is Hoe, and they were Hawkeye and Hoe. So tell everyone about what Hawkeye and Hoe is.
Yeah, well, I'm Hoe and he's Hawkeye.
Yes, and we've been playing for far too long together.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, how many years has it been now?
Fucking
30 plus years.
30 plus.
Yeah.
Old bastards.
Yeah. And it's the same old shit for 30 years. So
So where do you play mainly then?
nowadays we're in Denmark. We've built it up over the years there. We kind of had a lucky break and we just ended up there, and it worked, you know. So we do very few shows in the UK now. Very few.
See, look how lucky you are. I've seen these guys in Denmark playing, and the Danes love it. They call them Danes?
Danes, they do, yeah.
Yeah, the Danes absolutely love them. You live in Denmark, don't you?
I do, yeah.
But thanks a lot, lads.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Top turn. Thanks for the t-shirt, Brian.
No, no worries.
It actually fits me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Not enough cake.
No, well, you get a next size up and I'll eat more cake. No problem.
Well, that's about it for this week, lads, I'm afraid. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. If you're not subscribed at this point, make sure you hit the old button and you won't miss a thing. If you're feeling flush, leave me a couple of quid in the tip jar, and I will catch you dudes next time. Hang loose.
I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one gonna get in my way. I'm going to the promised land, ain't no one gonna get in my way.
Right, on to the Austin 10 beach found IB. For fuck's sake, this is going to be an after dark for sure. Please me a... For fuck's sake. This is Tom's beaver tail, my son. No, the beaver tail's not my son. I shagged a transporter and we got a beaver tail as a son. Right, on to the Austin 10 beach found keyring fucking I-beam, you prick. Leave me a couple of quid in there, fuck it.
So, thorn warblers, what?
Yes, fucking yes. Please me, for fuck's sake. So I got chatting to the geezer, and his name's Joe, and we got on a house like, for fuck's sake. Well, that's it for fuck you. Come on, you idiot. You're on a map for it. Right, onto the Austin Beachfound I-Beam 10 I-Beam. They're starting to not make any fucking sense. So this week someone gives me an Austin Big 10 chassis, Big 7, for fuck's sake. Right, so onto the Austin I-Beam. Fucking doing. What are you laughing? You can't speak. Right, onto the Austin. There's a fucking Beachfound, you prick. You was a big old unit, man. So this is my son's transporter.